All right. Hello. I am here with Madison Dahlstrom. It is Sasha Thackerberry-Voinovich, and we are here today to talk a little bit about her career journey and her career progression. She runs an implementation team now at a software company, and so really excited, Madison, to hear from you about your journey. So why don't you start with as far back as you want, maybe not kindergarten, but something after that. Tell us sort of from your educational journey to your first job. Let's start there.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna add a disclaimer that if you had asked me 4 years ago what I would be doing, I would never in a million years guessed where I am today. So it is sporadic. It is a little bit jumping around and making my way.
Well, we hear that so often though. People don't have like a linear path anymore, right? Like I've heard lattice, I've heard matrix career. Like it's not a straight line. I think it'll be less of a straight line moving forward with all the disruption coming with AI. So yeah, I love that it's been a rich tapestry of, I don't know, career experiments. I don't know that that's the word for it, but yes.
I'd say that's pretty fair. So I graduated, oh golly, when did I graduate? 2019 with my bachelor's degree. So I have a bachelor's, it is a business management with an emphasis in marketing. And when I got my degree, I was a marketer. So I did marketing for a couple years. I had my own company, I did dental marketing more specifically. So I was a receptionist for a dental company while I was going to school, got my degree, decided to use that knowledge I had of the dental field and
that is so cool.
Marketing. So I did a lot of like rebranding and things like that. And then it was actually through networking that I had heard about the company that I currently work for. And I just got creatively a little bit burnt out. I think that I was like, all right, I'm a little tapped on the marketing front for a minute, and I just wanted to try something new. So I actually applied for a role as a technical support specialist with a technical company that I work for. So I got hired on as a tech support specialist.
And is that considered like a mid-level job, an entry-level job? Like, how did you, what was it?
I would say it was borderline mid-entry, but mostly just entry. I think I would say that it, at least where our company stands, that is kind of the foot in the door at the company. So
yeah,
definitely kind of where you would start. And then oftentimes it's fondly referred to as kind of a stepping stone role in the company. And that's exactly what I did. I got in and I did that for a year. And I learned a lot about our software and the technology and our customers. And I started picking up on our process and our inefficiencies and how we can make things better. And that really just naturally led me to a project management role. Essentially, I started doing project management for our technical support team. And I think I realized that it was something that I naturally just enjoyed. It was nice going, from maybe tech support. It was a challenge for me. It definitely wasn't what I came from marketing, right? Like going from marketing to tech support, it's so different use of just your mental capacity. And so it was a challenge. And I think I just really naturally fell into that project management role of it. And we didn't have a project manager for our support team. So
interesting.
It naturally just kind of fell to me and I was doing it and I was like, wow, this is really great. And then that bled into our implementation team needed help too. And I was like, oh, we're seeing all of this effort. And then it became, we need a project manager. So that role was created and I had interviewed for that role, got in on that. And I was the implementation and support project manager. Well, we quickly realized that those are two very, very big projects that have two very different scopes. So we realized, okay, with the process and procedure I put in place with the support team, they could kind of stand on their own a little more. Implementation needed a lot of love. So that's kind of where I just leaned into even more, was the implementation side of things. And then it became, okay, we don't just need a project manager, we need an entire manager of implementation. So that is when I, again, interviewed for that role after another year of doing the implementation project management. And so over 3 years, I guess, I started as tech support, project manager, and then manager of implementation, where I also just hired a project manager for our team again. So kind
that's
of
fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that one of the things that illustrates, I think, so much is the importance of continual learning, because you had this basis, I'm assuming, as part of that bachelor's degree, and you moved into marketing, but you also had business knowledge. So obviously, I mean, just from listening to you, you're a process person, right? I can see that you look at things from a process perspective, and I think that's a hugely valuable skill right now. And I think it's even more important as business changes because of AI, because it's not like fairy dust, AI fairy dust. You still have to direct all of those automations and that work and have that lens. So I think that must have been super valuable. But I mean, this is a lot of progression in a short period of time in one company. And so I think that's great for people to hear that there is that foot in the door. You know, you can still do that in a career at any point. But tell us a little bit about, like, what is the size of your company? Obviously, it sounds like your company was growing, right? If you get your foot in the door at a company that is not growing, I think it's a little bit of a different experience.
Very much so, yes. So when I started at this company, I would say that we were just barely starting to get out of kind of like the startup phase. So when I started, there were probably 40 employees. So not too crazy big, not teeny tiny working out of someone's home, but at least it was, and it was fully remote still when I joined on too. So fully remote, about 40 employees. We had less than 100 customers at that time. And then now I think we're almost about to hit our like 200 customers. So it's grown significantly.
Yeah,
exactly. So, and our team has grown a lot too. So I think I kind of alluded to how we were initially a support and implementation team, kind of just a hybrid team. And it's just kind of kept splitting and growing. And now, and I have 6 people who report to me for our implementation team alone. So
that went from one person project managing both to that team. Well, that is fantastic. And so your education was part of it, networking was part of it, and obviously, I always like to say the dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. So obviously you got in there and you did the grind and did the work. So so that's awesome. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Really valuable, and also sort of understanding a little bit about if you get in the right company at the right time and you can really show your skills, rapid progression even is very possible.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Madison.
Thank you.